What's going on, Stim Junkies? Hi, Stim Ace in the house. Hope everybody's having a great week. So today I'm going to get straight to it. And I have a pre-workout here that I ran 3 times already. I've actually been sitting on this one for quite a while. I had this sent out to me from Centurion Labz. I'm sure you guys know the name Centurion Labz. They brought us hitters such as God of Rage, God of Fire, God of Olympus. Who the hell knows? Gods of everything among us, because this company has a lot of different pre-workouts. And they actually sent me a couple of samples to try out as well. I've only ran the Fat Burner once, the Legion V3. I did like it a lot. Going to be posting a review about that in the near future as well. But I'm going to be reviewing their flagship pre-workout, which unfortunately had to be reformulated thanks to our good friends over at the FDA, who have nothing better to do than come after DMHA, because apparently that is the priority. Forget fentanyl, forget heroin, forget everything else. We got to focus on the real stuff, the real culprit that is corrupting and hurting the youth, DMHA. In case you guys didn't get it, that was sarcasm. So what I have here for the community today is none other than the newly reformulated God of Rage, Unchained. Yeah, guys, this God is not only full of rage, but he is now unchained and coming to help you crush those workouts. We have the old tub right over here, which is a little bit less eventful in terms of the label aesthetic. But then again, guys, you know we don't really care about graphics and aesthetics. That is just a nice little bonus to have, but this was the original tub right here. This is technically V2, which had the additional 1.5 milligrams of alpha-yo. I never got to try the original version, but I did have this one with the alpha-yo in it. And to me, it was a perfect balance. Nice, smooth, good mood elevation, mild euphoria in the background, solid energy, but on the smoother side. The alpha-yo just added a little bit of that intensity, that sense of urgency. And I really like this pre-workout. I still use it about once or twice a month. It's a hitter. It's really good, and it's a shame that it's gone away. But this new version that we have here, God of Rage Unchained, it does have a very nice graphic. I really like it. It looked like the god himself is descending from Mount Olympus and bringing the chains down, because he is now unchained, and he's going to help you crush those grueling workouts. And the label here is really nice. It definitely looks like they put thought into this label. They didn't just throw stuff together. It definitely looks like it was concocted by somebody who knew what they were doing. And I spoke with the owner a couple of times. Really great guy, really nice. He has a vision for the company, and I respect that. You know, I spoke to him a couple of times, and he really seemed to know what he's doing, and I always appreciate that when it comes to supplement manufacturers. So we're going to get started analyzing this label. Before I do, guys, don't forget to drop the like, share the video with a fellow Stim junkie, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. So the flavor I have here is the Gashing Grape flavor, and I specifically made sure to get the very same flavor that I had for the previous version, the DMHA version. This, of course, does not have the DMHA, but it does have the same flavor. And right off the bat, when I opened it, the smell is nearly identical. It's kind of like a grape lollipop candy. If you ever had blow pops, grape-flavored blow pops, it literally tastes like that. It smells like that. The powder is nice. It has a little bit of a yellowish tint to it. It's fine. It, dissolves really easily. There's no issues with clumping whatsoever. And from what I see here, 1 scoop is 15.7 grams. That is the serving size. We go with 1 scoop, and we have 25 servings per container. So no 2 scoops, 1 scoop nonsense. We're going straight for it. 1 scoop, 15.7 grams. So you can heap it a little bit and get yourself 16 grams. And you're going to get 25 servings per container. So value for money is great. I really like it. Let's get down to this label, guys. We have vitamin B3 as niacin, 20 milligrams, vitamin B12, 30 micrograms, and then vitamin C, 200 milligrams. So interesting list of ingredients, a little bit of that niacin to help with the pumps. Sometimes people can react adversely to it and get what's called a niacin flush, where your face turns red and you sweat it out, and you got the itchy elbows and knees. Me personally, I'm happy to report I did not get a niacin flush on this. I tried this 3 times, no niacin flush, so I'm very happy about that. Vitamin C has numerous benefits. I don't know if a pre-workout is the place to put it in, but I'm not going to say no. More vitamins is always good. So now we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of this label, and we start with L-citrulline malate at a 2-to-1 ratio, 6,000 milligrams, so nothing too crazy, but enough to get the blood flowing, so it's good at that dose. Beta-alanine, 3,200 milligrams, the clinical dose. Glycerol monosaccharides, 3,000 milligrams, so a powdered form of glycerol to help blow you up a little bit, help with the swole pumps, water retention in the muscles. DMAE for focus, 500 milligrams. Usually you see about 750, so 500, a little bit on the low end, but it is what it is. Choline bititrate, 500 milligrams. Caffeine anhydrous, 325 milligrams. So a nice dose for a daily driver for us Stim junkies anyway. A lot of people are going to say that a daily driver should have 150 to 200 milligrams of caffeine. Those are rookie numbers, guys. You got to get those numbers up. 325 milligrams caffeine anhydrous. I like that dose a lot. Very, very good for me personally. Theobromine at 200 milligrams, just to piggyback off of that. The little cousin to caffeine is going to get the mood up, give you a little bit of energy, alertness, a good sense of well-being. I like theobromine. And speaking of a sense of well-being, we have N-phentyl dimethylamine citrate, also known as Araya jurenis, 200 milligrams. So a nice dose, especially if it's a pure form of Araya, if it's a good, clean, well-sourced Araya. 200 is really all you need. Newsflash, guys, I've had pre-workouts that had 100 milligrams of Araya jurenis, and they absolutely slapped. If I'm not mistaken, the Fiend pre-workout, which I reviewed about a month and a half ago, had 100 milligrams of Araya, and that thing was absolutely incredible. Great focus, mood elevation. Amazing, amazing product. So watch that review if you haven't seen it yet. Mucuna pruritus, I don't know what the hell that is, 100 milligrams. Infinergy, also known as dicaffeine malate, the slow digesting form of caffeine, the one that's going to last longer and stretch out that intensity of the caffeine, 100 milligrams. So nice dose, not too much, not too over the top. I noticed there's no caffeine citrate here, so nothing to give you that initial crazy rush. And that does line up with my experience, which I will get to momentarily. Synephrine HCl, just to help with the thermogenesis, the sweating, 75 milligrams. Estrogen for the absorption, 25 milligrams. Yohimbine HCl to give you a little bit of that extra kick, a little bit of the extra sweats, 5 milligrams. And then we got Alpha Yo at 1.5 milligrams. So you guys know that Alpha Yo is a really intense ingredient. Not everybody likes it. I personally love Alpha Yo, but it's got to be dosed right. You can't be throwing in 4 or 5 milligrams of Alpha Yo. That's silly, guys. You're entering crazy territory at that point. You're going to create more detriment than positive impact on your workout. So 1.5 for me, it's a great dose. I like anything up until 2, maybe 2.5, depending on the sourcing, but 1.5 for me is perfect. And then lastly, just to bring the entire package together, we got Huperzine A, 200 micrograms, a nice little nootropic that's going to help with focus. They call it the learning chemical, if you will. It's a nice little mix that's going to make the package pop, and I really like it. So that's it, guys. That's the label. Once again, this is what the tub looks like. It's a really, really beautiful tub. It really pops, and I like that a lot. It's definitely something I like displaying on the shelf, and Centurion Labz did a great job modernizing the look, because the last tub was kind of generic. Again, not that that stuff matters, but if you're really trying to push your brand forward, you want to show that you care about your customers, you're putting effort into your product. So even if it's just something as simple as the aesthetic, you're putting effort and customers will notice. So I like that. So in terms of effects, guys, how does this affect in the gym? How does this translate to the real world when you're out there pushing the iron, doing cardio, whatever it is you like to do? So right off the bat, the first thing I do notice is a little bit of that beta-alanine. It's a very clean, well-sourced beta. You feel it within 8 to 10 minutes, and all 3 times I took it, the experience was pretty much identical across all 3 times, and I did space them out pretty far apart, a couple of weeks apart. I've been sitting on this product for a while. I've had this here for at least like a month and a half, maybe even 2 months at this point, but I've tested it out, spread it between a couple of weeks apart, and the experience was almost identical each and every single time. You feel the beta-alanine a little bit under 10 minutes in, and then you're going to feel the energy from the caffeine. You're going to feel that alpha-yohimbine. The sense of urgency is going to come through strong, and you're going to want to get yourself to those weights and start pushing and pushing and pushing until you can't push anymore and your arms are falling off. And I like that. This is a great pre-workout, and I think Centurion Labz did a great job, especially with the circumstances. They had to get rid of the DMHA, and if I'm being honest, I always thought the name God of Rage was kind of funny because I never felt much rage with God of Rage. It was always a smoother experience. Yeah, the Alpha Yo did add a little bit more aggression to the previous version, the V2 from the previous DMHA tub, but it still was very much a smooth, even somewhat of a happy experience. And it's funny because God of Rage, you're expecting to be angry, aggressive, and have that sense of urgency, the focus, the drive, the determination, and I didn't really get a lot of that with the previous version. So with this right here, it lives up to the name, God of Rage. You're going to feel like a vengeful god in the gym. You're going to want to push those weights. You're going to want to sling it right, sling it left. You're going to want to push it up and be the very best God of Rage. So to me, this is a perfect pre-workout to cycle off to. Me personally, I can use Araya jurenis 4 or 5 days a week. I have no issue with that. Same applies to Alpha Yo. To some beginners, this might be considered a high stim pre-workout experience, and I guess technically on paper it is a high stim. For me, this is more of a medium stim that does not have illicits, but this is a great product. You guys want to get yourself a good pre-workout, especially you stim junkies watching the channel that are trying to cycle off the crazy DMAA, DMHA. You guys want something that's going to put you in a good headspace, give you a good clear focus, get you zoned in on that mission, get you pumping. And speaking of pumping, the pumps are surprisingly solid. I'm not going to say these are the best pumps ever, but for a product that doesn't have a lot of pump ingredients, you're going to get pretty swole on it. You could always pair a pump formula with this one. If you guys do want to get the entire full package, maybe throw a pump formula on top of this, because it does have just the citrulline malate and a little bit of that glycerol powder. So it doesn't have so much in the sense of pumps. It does have a little bit of niacin in there also, which does help a little bit. But overall, if you guys want to get jacked, juicy, swole pumps, maybe throw a pump formula. But other than that, guys, you're getting 25 servings. It's priced really well, and it tastes really good, goes down easy, no harsh chemical taste whatsoever. It's actually a very, very enjoyable flavor. If you like grape, has a little bit of that synthetic flavor, but nothing too crazy. You guys are going to down it easily, and you're going to have a great, productive, aggressive kind of workout. Definitely get yourself some hard EDM music or some good metal and take that workout to the next level. If you guys want to get God of Rage Unchained and take that workout straight to Mount Olympus, then head over to NutriCartel.com, use discount code ACE15 to save 15% off your entire order and help support this channel. And just as an added bonus, NutriCartel also has the original version, which is now discontinued, by the way, but you could still get a couple of units over at NutriCartel.com. Head over there, grab it before it's gone for good. This is a smoother experience, a little bit more on the mellow side, but very much a euphoric, happy, feel-good kind of experience. This one right here is definitely more aggressive, a little bit more angry, but also a good, solid mood elevation. It's going to have you feeling like the man while you're pushing those heavy sets in the gym. Either way, guys, whichever one you choose, you can't go wrong. You're winning on both fronts. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the review. Once again, if you like my videos and you enjoy this content, like the video, share the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and click the little bell notification to get all of High Stim Ace's latest content. I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Until next time, High Stim Ace, signing off.